So think about your posture. Just start in your best posture. So stand nice and tall and just sort of work from the feet. Make sure you've got nice even pressure through the feet. Just gently lifting through the thighs. Make a connection through your center and just sort of reach out through the crown of the head. And I want you to just shrug your shoulders up. Take a nice breath in and then breathe out as you just relax your shoulders, but try not to relax the connection you've made here in your center. Keep that just lightly pulling in, not too tight. Just take a nice breath in and breathe out. Just roll your shoulders a few times and see how that feels. Breathe in, lift your shoulders up, back and down. Just check that your knees are not locked back. And you want to make sure that tailbone is sort of tucked in a little bit as well. One more shoulder roll here, and then we're going to lift the arms up just to shoulder height. And then we're going to open out and then just float your arms back down again. Nice and easy. So lift your arms and then open them out. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. But just watch the back doesn't arch here. Just breathe normally. Lifting, thumbs up and then open and then float your arms down. Okay, add a heel raise to this. So lifting the heels. And then float the heels down as you float your arms down. So lifting, have that control there with the heel lift. So slowly down, don't just let the heels plonk back down again. Lift, have some control. One of your Pilates principles is control, so think about that. Maintaining that lovely posture that you've chosen to work with. And we'll just do a couple more. So small heel raise up. What happens to your feet when you lift the heels? Think about what's going on. Are you a bit wobbly? Are you lovely and stable? Are you feeling strong? You will be at the end. Right, relax your arms, let them hang by your sides. And you're just going to slide your hand down your trouser seam, gently one side and then the other. Keep your connection going on through your center. And then bring your arm over if you feel like you want to. Over. And then switch sides. So just trying to keep the hips lovely and still. And just get the movement to flow one side to the other. That's it. We're not putting any pressure on ourselves at the moment. We're just moving, we're just warming up. We're seeing how everything feels. How does it feel one side compared to the other? And just move into it nice and smoothly. One more time. Reach it over and then bring it back through the center. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of balance work now. So if you've got a really spongy mat, you may want to step off of that for the moment. And we're just going to go opposite arm and leg. So stand nice and tall. If you need to hold onto a wall, by all means you can do that as well. So float your foot off the floor. Bring your opposite arm up. So we're looking at a diagonal sling working across the body because that's how it works naturally. And then bring it down to switch. So again, maintaining that really good posture, standing tall. And just see if you can just lift your foot off the floor, whoops, and balance. And again, compare sides. How does it feel when you're balancing on one side compared to the other? How's it all going? Lift, keep a nice long spine, don't collapse the ribs or anything, keep that connection there through the middle of the body. Right, you're going to hold the right leg up now. Keep your hands on your hips and we're just going to do a little leg circle. So stir around just about 4 or 5 times in either direction. So when you've gone one way, change direction. I want you to keep your pelvis really still and really level as well. So think of your pelvis like a bucket of water, full up to the top, and you can't spill it as you're moving through this hip. All right, and then relax, and then we're going to do the other side the same. So level the pelvis, tuck your tailbone in, lift your foot off the floor if you can. You can come up a little bit higher if you want more of a challenge, but watch you don't hitch the hips here, keep them level, and then start to stir around. That's it. So keep the ribs connected, but stay tall. Breathe, smile, and everything will be fine. That's it, keep moving round and change. Change direction. Just loosening off the hip a little bit. And then just relaxing. Good stuff. Right, bring your feet underneath your hips a little bit more so we can put a little bit more pressure going down. We're going to do some squats now. So again, connect, take a bow from the hip, show you from sideways, bow from the hip, and then bend your knees and sit back. Just float your arms forward. Keep that nice neutral position with the spine. Make sure you're not hunching over, okay? It's not that. Nice long spine, and then squeeze your bottom cheeks as you come up. Squeeze to drive you up. And then again, little bow, bend, sit back. Lining the knees and toes up. Make sure they're not buckling inwards, okay? So you keep going with that. So keep moving. You keep moving while I'm chatting, and you just adjust yourself as you find, if you find yourself doing something you shouldn't be. As I say, watch the knees are not rolling in. They're going towards your toes, center toes. You need to be able to see your toes. Arms are just floating forward. Thumbs are up still. Always thumbs up. Sit down. And you're aiming to get a tiny bit lower if you possibly can. But again, go with how it feels. Stick your bottom way back. Hips go down. You start to feel this warming through the thigh muscles and the glutes now. Give the glutes a little squeeze coming up. And do 2 more. Okay, so we need these muscles ready for action. 1 more time. And then just bring it all the way up. Okay, lovely. Right, okay, so I'm just going to shove that back a bit. Right, so I want you to stand on your right leg. I'm going to turn sideways just purely for you so you can see, but you don't have to. You're going to stand on your right leg. Left foot is going to be slightly behind. I'll go sort of diagonal. Okay, so right foot forward, left foot slightly behind. And all I want you to do to start with is just lift your arms. Let me make sure I'm still in the camera. And you're going to lift that left leg behind and just tap down. Lift the left leg. So we're slightly leaning forward here, as you can see. Still engage through the centre and just lift and lower this left leg. Right leg is supporting us, knee is slightly bent. Okay, right, now with the arms to go with this, you're just going to pull down and then reach. Pull down. So nothing's changing in the back other than you're drawing the shoulders away from the ears a bit. Lifting that left leg, squeeze. Don't worry if you're having a wobble. I'm having a right good old wobble on this right leg today. So with the arms and the legs, going up to about 12 repetitions, but you do what you can. Breathe out, pull down, breathe in. So keep the breathing nice and consistent with the move. Okay, last couple of times. And 1 more. Pull and reach, and we're going to do the other side. So we set ourselves up, and then we don't start counting until we've got the whole thing going together. I know we did more than 12, all right? But you count from when everything goes together. So we'll do the other side. Left foot is forward, knees slightly bent, right foot is behind. Lift your arms, but bring the shoulders down. So you're sort of looking slightly forward down at the floor here. And then just start by lifting the leg up. Just find that balance. So we're not counting our reps yet, we're just getting into the movement. 3, and squeeze a few more out of you this way. 4, keep going. Right, okay, and then when you feel ready to, bend your elbows, bring down. Bring them down towards the waist as you lift the legs. So you're squeezing everything in towards the middle. Yeah, so breathe out, pull. Now start counting, go. 12. Count down or count up. 11. Breathe. 10. That's it. Keep drawing the navel back towards the spine. 9. 8. Do what you can. 7. 6. 5. Breathe. 4. 3. Last 2. Stay strong. You can do it. And 1 more. Squeeze. Whoops. Wobbly. And bring it in and relax. Whoa, well done. How was that? All good? Lovely. Right, so give the legs a little bit of a rest. Reach your arms up slightly in front of your head. They are this time, so they're here, not back here. All right. Keep a nice neutral position and do a little sway for me, one side and then the other. Just straight to the side to start with. So your arms are framing your head. So we're just going back, working through the waist. Slight bend on the knee. And sort of reach over to the diagonal. Reach, so you can really feel that side body open out. One more. Okay, coming back to the center, just release your arms for the moment. Take a wider stance this time. Okay, and we're just going to do a few little plie squats. So again, set yourself up before we start counting. Push your knees out towards your toes. Make sure the arches are not collapsing. So you want to really avoid this happening with the knees and the arches cave in. Push the knees open. Push onto the outer edges of the feet. Make sure your shoulders are stacked above your hips. All right, and then slowly squeeze up. Don't lock the knees back. They do go straight, but you're not snapping them back. Does that make sense? Sink down and lift. Sinking down. Now lift your arms. As you sink down, you're just going to lower the arms down, like so. Palms down, and then palms come together. Inhale, exhale. Keep the weight nice and even through the feet. Now, what I want you to do is as you go down, you're going to turn a little bit towards your right. Keep the knees pushing open. Inhale, come up. We'll do it nice and slowly. Take your time. Exhale, press down. You're just going to look towards your left. Inhale, up. Exhale. So you're trying to look at that back hand, but at the same time, don't let your knees buckle in. You just want the ribs to turn on top of the hips, and the hips stay square to the front. Now, if this is troubling you at all, just leave the twist out and stay with this, okay? It's always modifications if you need to make them. All right, lovely. Keep going. Breathe out. Breathe in. So just rotate, chest up, get that tailbone tucked in. One more either side. Little rotation, still working those legs. Push and bring it up, and then just relax your arms. Heel toe your feet in and just roll your shoulders. Just make sure you're not holding on to any tension there. We're going to make our way to the floor next. So grab your pillows if you need them for the floor, or anything else you need. If you need a chair to help you get up and down, get it all ready. Grab a quick sip of water. Really important to stay hydrated. Just because we're not jumping around and sweating, you're still using up, all your cells are still using up water to function, so bear that in mind. Right, we're going to do a few half roll downs before we come onto the floor. So your half roll down is, I'll just show you quickly, you're just going to let your arms hang, scooping the tummy in, make sure the knees are soft, and you're going to roll down so your hands hang just below sort of the knee line. So we're just doing half a roll down, and I want you to try and keep your hips, knee above the knees as best as you can, so you're not sitting too far back. All right, we'll go back a little bit, but we're not sitting back loads, okay? And then from there, you're just going to roll the spine up. So kind of imagine you're doing this against a wall. Breathe in to prepare. Breathe out, make that connection. You can do a pelvic lift, or you can pull in through your center. Roll halfway down. Just hang, breathe. And then breathe out, roll your spine, stacking each vertebra. Bring your head up last, and we'll repeat that again. Breathe in, breathe out, roll down. So you're kind of looking like you're looking over like a cliff edge or something. I don't know, maybe a cliff's a bit dramatic, but looking over the ledge. Try not to grip with the toes too much and roll up. So I went a bit far then. Breathe in and breathe out. Keep scooping in through your center. Go with how it feels, really. I mean, just arms, hands hanging below the knees is a guide. And just rolling up. Let's do 2 more. Soften the knees, watch the hips are not going way, way back. And feel that stretch in your back. Okay, this time we're going to walk out onto our hands and knees. So breathe in and then breathe out. Slowly roll it down. Bend the knees and walk it out onto your mats. Land your knees really softly, never with a thump. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders and the knees underneath the hips. Let's just do a few cat-cow stretches. So cat stretch is when you're going to stretch up, dropping the chin down. Imagine a cat stretching, or a cat when he gets a bit angry. Uncurl your toes, push the tops of your feet down into the floor at the same time. Stretching the front of the ankles. How does that feel? Now breathe wide into the rib cage, and then as you lengthen out your spine, you're sort of going to ripple through the spine, look forward and allow the tummy to dip here a little bit. All right, and that's your cow part. And then go again, moving up. So pulling up through your centre, not too tight, but just make sure you know something's going on. Pushing down, push the tops of the ankles down into the floor, and then lengthen out your spine. Just do one more, cat stretch and cow, pulling up. Start to feel, again, think about how that feels. Breathe into your ribs and then breathe out, lengthen your spine, shoulders down. Now I want you to find your best neutral position. So you're not in a cat stretch and you're not in a cow stretch, you're somewhere in between, okay? Now the elbow creases should face towards each other, so just make sure your arms are not locked out. And also push into your fingertips, so you're not leaning heavily into the wrists, okay? So we're sort of pushing the floor away but not creating tension, we're just creating stability, and then you're just lifting the lower abs in. Now extend your right leg out behind you. You can either keep your toe on the floor or you can do a small lift. Just keep the back of your pelvis level. All right, bring it in slowly and then extend the other side. So extend the leg out, try not to let the hip drop, and then lift the leg up. Bring it in, bring your opposite arm in if you feel ready to. So your opposite arm lifts away from the floor, thumb up, bring it down and switch. So opposite arm to leg. So here you're looking for stability. You're not looking how high you can lift the leg or anything like that. Just looking for that stability within the trunk of the body. Find your focus. Breathe and bring it in. Just do one more either side. Just warming up nicely into the back of the body, and last time. And then just bringing that back in, and take a seat back in a child's pose stretch. Stretch your arms all the way forward. Okay, perfect. And when you're ready, you're going to lay flat down on your front. I'm just going to move this mat because I've just realised I've got a dark mat and a dark top. So I'm going to move the mat so you can see. Lay down flat on your front. Bring your arms into a nice sort of W position here. Relax your legs and your bum. So laying flat down, we're going to do sort of VW arms. The legs are going to stay still, all right? I've just moved the mat so you can see, that's better. Right, okay. So arms in a W position. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, connect through the centre. Shrug your shoulders down and just want you to lengthen out through the crown of the head without creasing the neck. And then lay down, release the shoulders, but don't relax them completely. Just let go so you feel movement. And then as you breathe out, you're lifting up again. Shoulders are moving down towards the waistline. And then releasing, allow the shoulder blades to just sort of relax a little bit. Breathe out, lift. So just lifting your head and your shoulders, arms are staying down. Breathe out. Breathe in. Keep the back of your neck nice and long, that's it, just keep going. Make sure your feet are relaxed and your legs. And try not to grip with your bottom cheeks here, try and keep them out of it, just use your back. It's really easy for those sort of larger dominant muscles to take over, when really we want it to come from the back of the body. Last 2 lifts, keep it going if you can. Remember, always rest when you need to. You never have to ask permission for that. Just rest whenever you want to. But you just got 1 more to go here. Come up. And just relax. Good. And then when you're ready, give your hips a wiggle. Come up slowly onto your hands and knees. Walk your knees in underneath you. Okay, stay on the hands and knees, and I want you to just walk yourself around to the right side. So you feel a stretch on your left side. Drop the chin slightly and breathe. Okay, and then trace that line, that little arc, all the way round. So you're going to the other side now. Breathe. How does that feel? Compare sides. And then you're coming back through the centre, and then take a seat on your mat or on the floor, wherever you are. Just have a seat on your bottom. Now, if you can't sit very well like this, you might want to prop yourself on a pillow, or you might want to double your mat up so you can just prop yourself up a little bit, all right? We're going to do some half rollbacks. We're going to have our hands behind us today a little bit, all right? So sit nice and tall. So fingertips are going to go behind. They're wider though than they're not narrow, okay? So make sure they're wide, fingertips are behind, okay? And then as you breathe out, sit on your seat bones, and so I'm just on my fingertips. As you exhale, I want you to gently rock back. Your hands are just like little stabilizers, but focus here, scooping the abs in, and then lifting up tall on your seat bones. All right, and again, breathe out, take it back, just tuck underneath. We're not going back very far at this point because we're going to bring some legs in a moment. That's why we've got our hands behind. So squeezing in, just make sure your abdominals don't push outwards. I want you to think of keeping them flat or drawing them in. Sit tall. Right, as you go back, as promised, straighten out your right leg, and then slowly coming up, and then the left one. Extend the leg, just so it's in line with your other knee, and then lift up tall. So, like I say, our arms are just sort of stabilizers. Watch you don't hunch the shoulders, okay? So keep your shoulders down, extend, and sit tall. Breathe out, extend, and breathe in, sit tall. Keep going. So going into sort of a half a V sit. If anyone's feeling a bit confident with this, bring both legs up, straighten them, and then sit nice and tall. Exhale, go back. So you're sort of in half a V sit, but you've got your hands stabilising you. Remember, if that's not available to you, you please stay single legs. Don't feel like you have to do this. I'm just trying to adapt for everyone, so you can stay singles, that's fine. Keep going. I know you'll be really feeling it. I am too. So when you're really feeling it, focus on the breath. Inhale, exhale, go back, scoop in. Inhale, come up. Just do 2 more of those. Remember, you can always rest when you need to. And last time. Extend. Bring it up and relax. Okay, just bring the soles of your feet together and allow the knees to open out to the side. Just have a little hip release there. How was that? All right? No, you want to lay down, don't you? Before we lay down, I'm just going to do a little bit more rotation for your spine. So I want you to sit tall, bring your hands to your heart center. Just fingertips only, and then roll your shoulders a couple of times. Breathe in, breathe out. Right, keep your shoulders there. As you exhale, you're going to just turn and center inhale. You don't have to have your legs crossed here. You can have your legs in a V, if that's in a V. In a diamond shape, so feet together. You can have your legs in a V, or you can stay cross-legged. Up to you, you choose. Really important, these rotations for your spine. And center, and then just relax. Lovely. Right, now you're going to lay all the way down. So I'm just making sure you can see fully. Right, so take your time to roll yourself all the way down, nice and slowly. Whee! Rest your head down and bend your knees. So again, I'm looking for your best neutral position today on the floor. So with your knees bent, your feet flat on the floor. You can have a little pelvic tilt here if you want, so you can have a little pelvic rock. Make sure your feet are in the right place. If your feet are too close, you're not going to get much movement through the pelvis. So make sure the feet are not too far away, but in a way enough so that you can feel this sort of free movement through the pelvis there. And then you can find a decent neutral position. So pelvis is level, and then you could slip, like one of those bands that we use, you could probably slip one of those through your back, all right? It's not forced, it's just your natural curve. Right, so from here, all I want you to do is keep that position, and we're going to march the legs up just one at a time, but I want you to keep everything really, really still. So exhale, lift one leg into tabletop position, inhale, lower, and then exhale, lift the other side. Now, as you're marching through, think about, could you balance a cup of your favourite drink on your lower tummy and keep going without spilling any? That's how stable I want you to be. As I say, we're not looking for the burn, or we're not looking for anything like that on this particular exercise. We're looking for stability through the pelvis and the lumbar spine. So while you're marching your feet, are you able to provide that stability to keep that cup of whatever you want on that lower abdominal area? How's it going? Try not to grip with your shoulders. Relax your neck and your jaw. When you're concentrating, sometimes you can build up tension where you don't even realise. So keep going. And just do one more lift here. How's that stability? Is that okay? You still got that cup of water or something on your lower tummy? Still full up? Well, let's hope so. Right, okay, we're going to go into an imprint now. So you're going to do a slight tuck of the pelvis underneath, but don't just push your back down. Make sure you're pulling in from your centre and engaging the muscles through the centre of the body. And then lift your legs up one at a time so they're both in tabletop position. And then you're going to extend the right leg out straight. Breathe out and then breathe in. Now switch. Now I want you to make sure now that your back stays on the floor. So a little bit more strength in this one. And we're going to move the opposite arm overhead, single leg stretch. Traditionally this is done with the head off the floor, but I like to do it with the head down and the opposite arm going over, because then you don't get so much neck strain. Okay, breathing out, and you work more of your sort of core this way as well. If you start lifting the head, you're just going to get more abdominals, but that's not really your core. Breathe. That's it. So your back should be lightly on the floor. It's not pressing down really hard, but it's staying in place. That's what I'm looking for. I want you to keep the back really still as you do these moves. As soon as you lose that position, obviously hug your knees in, have a little rest. We're just going to do one more either side though. We're just alternating here, so don't worry about keeping count so much. And then hug your knees in. Have a little rock side to side. You should have felt that. Okay, then walk your feet down to the floor again, one at a time, always one at a time, down and up, just for the sake of your back. And then roll over onto your side. Nice straight line. We're going to start with, so rest your head on your arm or a pillow if you need a pillow here, or a towel folded up. I think I've crept forward. Right, okay, so nice long line there. Just check your feet are stacked up with your knees are stacked in your hips and you're not tipping forward or back or anything like that. And then lengthen the legs away from you so your waist is light underneath here, and then lift them off the floor. So lift both legs up off the floor and then just land them down nice and softly. Okay, so let's do that a few times because this is going to be our start position. So as you lift the legs, keep the abdominal wall nice and flat and keep the waist light. Inhale, exhale, lift. So we're just doing about 6 of these. You can put your hand on your thigh for this bit. I'm not going to be here for too long though. Last 2 lifts. And then you're going to need your hand back at the front again for a little bit of support. We're going to keep the legs lifted, keep your waist light and slice this top leg forward. Now you need to keep count. Try and go to 12 if you can. Don't worry if you can't though, but just make sure you do the same on the other side when we turn over. Breathe out, 3. As you slice the leg forward, 4. I'm trying to keep proper count this time. 5. If you need to, you can put this lower leg on the floor. All right, just keep that waist light underneath. 7. Have a nice long spine. Don't look at your feet. 8. Breathe out. 9. 10. Sit nice and slow with the breath. 11. Keep that leg lifted and lengthened. 12. Hold it. And then rest your legs down. Well done. Okay, right, if you bend your bottom leg underneath you a little bit, keep that top leg straight, and we're going to bicycle this top leg now. So you're going to lift this top leg up just to hip height, bottom leg is bent slightly. Now fold this top leg in so it's coming up towards the front of the body, then extend the leg forward, flex the foot, and then squeeze all the way back. So it's like a giant bicycle action. And then in, knee comes in. Again, go for 12 if you can. 3. So we want a really exaggerated move here. 4. I hope you've got enough space. And 5. We've done this one for a while. Breathe in, breathe out. 6. So halfway there. Remember, just do what you can though. 7. So point the toe on the way up with the leg, and then flex the foot when the leg is straight and goes back. 8. 9. Stay strong, just breathe. 10, you're feeling that right in that top glute. And 11. And one more. We're not finished there. We're going to do a little one leg circle. So keep the legs straight, stir it round. 6 one way, 6 the other. 2. I know that's a bit mean, wasn't it? 3. 4. So if you didn't feel that, you will feel it now. 5. 6. Change direction. Just 6 either way. 2. Stretch the leg long. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And relax. Oh, well done. Give that a little rub, and then we're going to come up, and we're going to spin straight around onto the other side. So get the other side done so we don't lose track. So, nice straight line to start with. You know what's coming now, though. That's the only thing, isn't it? Right, so we're just going to do 6 double leg lifts here to sort of get ourselves ready on this side, make sure everything's engaging properly before we do our single leg kick, and then our bicycle, and then our one leg circle. So stretch your legs really long, make sure the waist is light. Ready? Breathe out. Now make sure as you lift the legs, your abs stay flat. Breathe in lower. So that's why it's easier to do that if you breathe out. So exhale, pull in. Inhale down. That's it. Breathing out. Stretch the legs really long. Breathe in. You can put your hand on your thigh for this bit if you're stable enough. 4. 5. Okay, well done. One more lift, lengthen. And then rest it down. Okay, so put your hand at the front for light support. Now you can do this next one either with both legs up, holding it, or the bottom leg down. Okay, you choose. Ready? So lift the legs, lengthen out through the spine. Breathe in, breathe out, slice forward. Breathe in. Watch this shoulder this top shoulder doesn't creep up. 3. Keep going. 4. So keep lengthening that bottom leg. 6, even if it's on the floor, lengthen it away. 7, 8, only on the fingertips on this front hand. 9, 10, proper counting today. 12, and bring it down, and then just release. Okay, bend that bottom leg slightly, keep your top leg straight. Right, bicycle now. All right, here we go. Fold the knee up, so bring the knee up as far as you can slowly. Extend the leg forward, flex the foot, squeeze all the way back. 1, inhale and exhale. 2, that's it, keep your center connected. 3, 4, how does it feel this side? 5, connect with the breath. 6, 7, 8, this is my bad side, so I'm suffering with you. 9, keep going. 10, 11, okay, here comes the tough bit. 12, 6 either way, circle the leg. Go on, you can do it. 1, just little circles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, come on, 6 the other way, go. Breathe. 1, 2, 3, ouch, this is really hurting. 4, 5, and 6. Oh, well done. Okay, right, let's flip over onto our front. Onto your tummy we go. We're going to give the legs and bum a rest, and we're going to work the back a little bit more. Okay, so lay down. Bring your arms back to that W position that we practiced earlier, but this time we're going to make it a little bit harder. Now I'll give you a couple of options if it's not for you, all right? So don't worry, you're going to be all right. You can always go back to what we did earlier if you need to. Right, so we're going to lay down. You're going to stretch your arms up nice and long. As you breathe out, you're going to lift up just like you did earlier, but this time you're going to bend your elbows and you're going to bring your elbows down towards your sort of waist. Hands are a little bit higher than the elbows to stop the shoulder blades from winging. Head is lifted, and then you're going to lay down and reach up. Inhale. So exhale, bring the elbows down. You can sort of graze the floor with the elbows. Inhale. Or you can, if you want to, again the option, you can slide your hands up and down the floor. All right. So you don't have to lift the arms, but try and lift them if you can to put a little bit more strength in the back. But remember, the modifications are there for you to take on board, so don't be afraid to do that. Or like I say, you can go back to what we were doing earlier with the arms staying where they are, and you're just moving your shoulders up and down, okay? Just trying to make it a little bit more effective for your back strength. Now breathe out to come up, in to come down. We're going to do 2 more. Stay strong, keep connected through the front of the body. 1 more. Pull and lift, and then just relax. Well done. Wiggle the hips, come up onto your hands and knees, and then just sit back slowly into a child's pose stretch. So sit the hips back, stretch your arms out. Oh, that's nice stretch for your back after that. So just sit the hips back to where you can, reach the arms forward, so make it a nice active stretch. Breathe. Feel the rib cage expanding on the thighs if you can get back that far. Feel the ribs expand on the thighs. So I want you to think about breathing wide into the rib cage rather than sort of breathing into the belly area. Lateral breath. 1 more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Very nice. Right, come back up and make your way over onto your back. Take your time. So laying all the way down, nearly there. Hang on in there. You've only got about 5 minutes left, so we're all good. Right, so set yourself up. Okay, have a little wiggle. And then go into a light imprint, so lift through the pelvic floor, back goes into the mat, and then step your feet up to the floor one at a time again into tabletop position. And this time I want you to keep the knee bent, and you're going to just gently tap the heel down towards the floor alternately. So alternate heel taps down. Just make sure your back stays really still again. We're looking for that stability. Now again, if you can't do this without your back moving or without your abdominals pushing out, take one foot to the floor and just do one leg at a time. So you're tapping down, you could do sort of 8 on one side and then you tap down and do 8 on the other side. So that's your alternative if you need to, all right? Otherwise we're going alternately from here. So if you're doing one leg at a time, keep count and just do 8 perhaps on either side. If you're kind of in between phases, you could do a little bit of each. So do this for as long as you can. As soon as you feel like you're not in control of your movement, go back and just do like 3 on one leg, 3 on the other. Yeah. So breathing out as you tap down. Remember, you want to keep the abdominals nice and flat. Don't let the tummy push out. Pull it down. And just do 2 more taps. Bit more for your core here as well as the legs and everything else, but you want to work through those center muscles. Step the feet down one at a time. I'm going to prepare for bridge now. So again, make sure your feet are not too close because you need to have that movement through the pelvis. So put your feet where you think they should be and then just do a little pelvic rock and make sure it's moving. Okay? If it's not moving, your feet might be too close, so you're already in a tilt. All right, so just try that out. So we want to come back to neutral every time after our bridges. So start with a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to do a little pelvic lift. So lift those pelvic floor muscles, pulling front to back or back to front. Either way is fine. And then you're going to do a little imprint. So your back's on the floor. Now peel your spine up. Think of a string of pearls and you're just lifting one pearl at a time away from the mat. Now just come up to where you can. Check your toes are down. Pelvis is level. And the back of your neck is lengthened. All right, so stay here. Take a breath in. And then breathe out as you slowly lay those pearls down back on the floor one at a time. All the way down so you come back to your neutral start position again. Inhale. Exhale, lift the pelvic floor. Connect into the center. Push equally on the feet. Hold at the top, lengthen the back of the neck, breathe into the ribs, nice and wide. Breathe out, lay each vertebra down. Okay, then just keep moving with that at your own speed with your breath. Keep connected through the center, think of your alignment. If you line the bones up correctly, the muscles will take care of themselves. And over time, they'll get better, become more balanced. Sit, breathe. If you want to here, you can lift your arms, float your arms away from the mat at the same time. Just take the arms over to where you can. Just watch the ribs don't flare. And as you roll down, relax your arms. Just watch the back of your neck, okay, guys? Just be careful that the back of the neck doesn't start to arch. Keep it long, even when you're rolling down. One more. Obviously, if you're watching this on a playback, you can pause the video and do a few more bridges if you need to. And just release on the end, just relax. Very nice. Okay, right, hug your right thigh in, hold underneath it, slide your left leg away, and just relax your thigh. So really, that left leg that's on the floor, don't just let it do nothing. I want you to keep stretching it away. And then the right leg you've got hold of, I want you to just keep it close, keep the thigh close and extend. Push the heel away until you feel a stretch in the back of the leg. And you're not aiming to get the leg straight, you're aiming to feel that stretch right in the belly of the hamstring there. Flex the foot if that helps you stretch a bit more. Just breathe. Okay, and then slowly bring that leg back in and relax, and we're going to switch sides, and I've run out of music now. It must be 50 minutes. I've gone over. So hug the left thigh in. So keep that right leg nice and actively stretching long. Okay, and then extend that left heel away, pushing it up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Feeling that in the back of the leg. Check out your neck. Make sure you're not gripping with your jaw or frowning or holding any unnecessary tension. And then just relax that knee and step your foot down. When you're ready, you're going to make your way over, roll onto your side, take your time to bring yourself up into a seated position. And here we are again. Just sit comfortably. Just get used to being upright, and then take a side bend over, and then the other side, and then coming round onto your hands and knees. And again, we're just taking our time to bring ourselves up to standing, okay? You've been laying down for a bit now, so take your time to come up to standing. So whenever you're ready, if you want to stay here and do a couple of cat-cow stretches, then by all means you can. Please do that, just take your time, okay? And if you're ready to, you're going to come onto the balls of the feet, onto the toes. So curl the toes underneath you, lift the hips up, and then just walk your feet in underneath you a bit, so you can just place the heels down. Walk your hands back, keep the knees bent. Take a little breath in here, and then breathe out. We're going to slowly stack the spine up again. So one vertebra at a time. Roll up, bring your head up last, and then reach your arms up for the ceiling. Breathing in and breathing out. Circle your arms around. And again, nice breath in. And breathe out. Wiggle the fingers as you go. And we're going to do that one more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Wiggle the fingers. Relax. And well done. Give yourself a well-deserved clap. That's your class finished for today. Hope you enjoyed it.